Hey, how's it going? Ray Reese, Reese's Masterpieces. Happy and healthy New Year. I'm out here. It's been 1 year since I started the channel. Today is day 365 or 366. It's been exactly a year. So I'm gonna try to do a year review. Now, I don't know exactly how long this video will be, so I apologize in advance, but I will try to be as concise and as to the point as possible. So yeah, a year ago, I started this fitness journey. I've always been on a fitness journey, but a year ago, I decided to sort of document and keep a visual record, so to speak, of my journey. So to the point, was there any great physical transformation? No, there was not. I started at about 284 pounds. I dropped down to roughly 259. People were noticing that I was losing weight, getting compliments. Then I went back up to 270. Now, the reasoning for that is a number of things. Mainly life, scheduling, and just, I was doing a lot of fitness, like instruction. I was doing a lot of things, and my schedule was just erratic, and I don't know. I think I had gotten into some sort of comfort eating that was supposed to be temporary, like whatever, I don't know. And then, I don't remember all of the factors, but what I did get out of this, and the net gain from this experience has actually been greater than what I thought it would be, because my focus had been so much on physical health, and fitness and whatnot, that I hadn't taken into account, even though I still tried to be aware of, I hadn't taken into account my mental fitness, my mental, emotional, spiritual, psychological health. Because see, that's where I made the greatest gains. So those of you who know me, you may or may not know, I suffer from a history of depression. I couldn't tell you how far back it goes. Fairly certain it extends back to like childhood or what have you. And about a year and a half ago, things got super duper bad, and I allude to it in some of the videos that I've had over this past year. Things were bad enough that I wound up, sort of confiding in a professional, and I would suggest that you do that if you're feeling bad, if you're feeling less than, you're feeling less than yourself or less than where you want to be or what have you. Talk to somebody, and don't wait until things are like at a near breaking point to do so. Anyway, so yeah, a year and a half ago, started talking to a professional, and not weekly, just once every 3 months or so, checking in, and was able to get got some meds or whatever. Nothing like, I don't know, nothing completely altering, like, I don't know, nothing like, nothing that was like personality altering or anything like that. But yeah, I can tell you that the most important thing, I say to my clients, I've said, I think on here a number of times, that the most important thing is to be happy, healthy, and have functionality, right? Have fun, have functionality. And you have to put an extreme premium on that first one, on being happy. And I think that I had assumed that if the latter two were taken care of, then the first one would come with it. And that may be the case for a number of people. However, for me, I probably could have prioritized that a bit more, a bit sooner. But the thing here is that a year and a half ago, things were just super bad, super awful. One of those, things were bad. And there's a quote that says, life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. And I will tell you that life did not get easier in this past year. It got more manageable, but a lot of that, I think, came from being in a better place mentally, being happier, being more optimistic. Generally, I like to think that I am a realistic optimist. But I don't know. I had changed around my schedule a bit. I had put less priority into making these videos and more so in doing the things that were going to help me be happy. Now, that wasn't like a plan. That's just kind of what happened. And I can't really tell you what specifically I was doing. I mean, I can, but I don't know that it would translate, the same for you. For me, it was, I was in way more control of my own schedule. I was doing lift and doing fitness. I was doing basically stuff on my own terms. And that was so freeing and just so rewarding that I think it opened up like these sort of happiness floodgates. Now, fasting forward or fast forwarding, I was in a car accident not too long ago, about a month ago maybe, which completely, basically, the car was totaled. I'm fine, obviously. But that took away my ability to do lift. That took away part of the that freedom that I'd had. And it also caused some other difficulties. But I can tell you that a year and a half ago, about a year or even a year ago, this was my greatest fear, that something would happen, whether it was legislation or car trouble or something, that would yank my ability to do lift away and leave me high and dry. And, I wouldn't know what to do or where to turn or whatever. And I'm fairly certain that had things that happened this year happened a year ago, or a year and a half ago, probably won't be making this video. You know, if I'm just keeping it real, so to speak. But the thing is, I don't want to make it sound all like, what do you call it? Like, I don't want to oversell and try to make it sound all like happy, joy, and whatnot. But, I can tell you that my normal, my zero, when some people are having a good day or a bad day, and you know, somewhere in between, like my zero, my normal, my default is a lot higher than what it was a year and a half ago. You know, and that's really, really good. You know, I have had to make some changes really quickly in order to be able to move forward. Got a 9-to-5 gig. I'm going to be a fitness manager, a personal training manager. And I was really happy with that because, like, I lost my car on Sunday. I think I put in the application on Tuesday, got a response Tuesday evening to set up an interview for Wednesday, and then got offered the gig on like Friday or Saturday or whatever. But the point that I want to really make is that when that car left, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no clue. I did not know what I was going to do, how I was going to eat, how I was going to survive, but I knew that I could, and I knew that I would. And that's not a place that I was at a year and a half ago. That's not a place that I was at a year ago. Okay, it's cold. I'm not getting emotional. I don't know why I looked up there. It's not rain. I don't know if I have a cold, whatever. My eyes are tearing. I think it's the weather. But, yeah, you've got to take care. You gotta take care of you. You gotta take care of you, and you gotta take care of you. And I don't want to make this. I don't want to make this depressing, nor do I want to even. I don't want to glide over the concept of depression. Because I know there are other people out there struggling who I can see on my timeline and can see in regular day, who some are dealing with it better than others. But I, want to put it out there that, hey, I deal with it too. And, have been dealing with it for a while. And for some people, that might be surprising. Like, if the only thing you know about me is me sort of being funny, silly, acting goofy, and running across the stage, or jumping up and down in front of class, telling people to, breathe and, whatever. If the only thing you know is energetic Ray, but even still, like, I don't know how many people would know. I don't know, because one of the things that I try to live by is everybody has baggage, but you shouldn't expect anybody else to carry yours for you. There may be those that offer to help and can help you, but it shouldn't be, you shouldn't make it their obligation. And I think from having been in theater and just being in like the professional workplace settings from, however long ago, where you learn to leave it at the door, so to speak. I generally try not to let on if and when things are bad. But I can tell you that regardless of how bad things may have been in the past year, that's not to say that they, were or weren't bad, just regardless of how things were, that didn't change where I was at, my zero, didn't change. My default, and I don't even know if that's the correct terminology, but the point is, my default, my default psyche or whatever, a lot higher than what it would have been a year and a half ago. And I also want to be clear, because I know there's different, the same way that there's different types of cancers, there's different types of depression. Not everybody that has depression has the same depression as the next person has depression, or whatever, right? So one thing that was never a part of my experience had been self-harm. I've always been a self-preservationist. I, wasn't ever going to be like drinking or doing drugs or cutting or anything else. But I say that because, much like any of the people that we've seen in the media, in the entertainment industry, what have you, a lot of times there aren't going to be signs. There aren't going to be, it's not going to be somebody necessarily, dressed in all black with circles under their eyes and, marks across their wrists and whatever else. Right? And also, not all depression is a precursor to self-harm. Also, not everybody that, does harmful, that engages in harmful and or risky behavior is depressed. Now, I don't want to really talk much more about that because I'm not a trained professional. I can only give you my opinion based on my experiences. But the point is, I'm doing way better. And how much of that has to do with working out? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would like to be able to tie that in and say, I've found a new push-up variation that's, giving me plus 10 happiness. No, nothing. But I know that it started with me opening up to a mental health professional. That's where my uptick started happening. And, I had to be really, 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 really honest with her. I was really, really honest with my my primary care physician. who then recommended that I, you know, go down the hall and talk to one of the mental health professionals they had there. And that's what started my recovery. I've been rambling, I think. I don't know. But if nothing else, you want to be happy, you want to be healthy, you want to have functionality. You have to take care of, you got to take care of yourself first. You have to take care of yourself, not just your body. And I've said that a number of times in this past year. It couldn't be more true. You've got to take care of yourself, all parts of yourself. Your journey in that department may be more challenging or maybe less challenging, but you have to take that first step. You have to, you got to take that first step and begin that journey, right? And as I have said before, I'm here for you. Whether you need somebody to yell at, somebody to cry on, somebody to talk to, somebody to just nod your head when, you know, you probably know that you fucked up, but you really, really just need somebody who's not going to judge. You know, I can be that person for you. And, you know, for a number of reasons, just with how my life has gone in the past 44 years, I haven't built a lot of strong connections. So I don't have a lot of people in which I would be confiding or talking to and, you know, bearing all this out, who can sort of give me advice or make me feel better or whatever, you know. So my only option, I wouldn't say my only option, but really my best option and my most regular and my safest option was going to be talking to a professional. And this was at like I live in Philadelphia. This was through the Philadelphia Health Center. It's at like a clinic, you know. So this was low to no cost. And I can't vouch for your city, but you should, if you have things that you're battling with, you know, look for the low cost options. It's better to, you know, to start somewhere than nowhere. Maybe even be a support group, assuming that what you're dealing with can be resolved in that manner. But hey, start somewhere. Yeah, this video is not at all going the way that I had thought it was gonna go. This is gonna be like a 5-minute video, like, hey, you know, this, that, and the other, got in a car accident, fed the homeless, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Things are going well, I'm happy, and so on and so forth. But I'm doing a lot better. I am feeling way more positive. Just started a new job, left at least one toxic situation behind, and that's another thing. You know, it can be difficult. Some of the things that are the most unhealthy for us can come wrapped up in things that we like. You know, it's the same thing with food. Like, you know, some of the best tasting food is usually the unhealthiest stuff, right? Well, some of our least healthy life experiences can be tethered to things that we like, whether it's, you know, romantic or sexual relationships, whether it's a job or vocation, you know, friendships, whatever. You know, there could be certain things that we love about those things, or we know we're supposed to love, and, you know, try to willfully ignore the negativity that comes with it and is bringing us down. And you have to be willing to cut those things out, to just trim that. And so that's what I've had to do with a couple of professional situations. You know, know your value, know your worth. And even if you don't know your value, know your worth, just know that you are worth more than what the general public is going to perceive. So you don't let how other people treat you determine your value and your worth. You got to let your value and your worth determine how other people treat you. And if you're like, dog, I'm the shit, I'm dope, I am dope, and these clowns just treat me like I'm nothing, get up out of there. It's not going to get any better. You know, it's not going to get any better. You gotta go to where people are at least going to begin to approach your value, at least be able to recognize somewhat your value. But if you stick around, and let people, you know, sort of drag you in the mud, you're gonna be a very muddy motherfucker for a very long time. So it can be tough, because like I said, a lot of these things can be, you know, wrapped up in stuff that we love. But the first thing that you have to love is you. That is the first thing that you have to love, because I've remarked years ago how I don't understand the people that can go out of town, that can leave the country and provide aid to like persons in other countries. They can feed starving children in other countries and build homes in other countries, but wouldn't give $1 to a motherfucker sitting, on the side of the road with a cup in his hand. Wouldn't adopt somebody from the South Bronx or from Detroit. They're all about the show, and not anything about the heart and soul of the situation. It's like you wouldn't trust a babysitter who left their kids unattended while they came to watch yours, right? So that has to be the same thing with how you treat yourself. Like, I'm the guy, that most of you know, or a lot of you know, that, is going out and trying to feed the homeless and help, the addicts get a little bit of happiness, right? I'm running around here, trying to do all that and not taking care of me. Like, I am taking care of me, but I wasn't, I have to be way more proactive with it, and that's a lesson for me. Not a lesson that I thought I had to learn, but a lesson nonetheless that I had to become open to. So like, yeah, if you're going to take care of others, you got to take care of you. You got kids, you got husband, you got wife, you got whatever, coworkers, I don't know, anybody. You want to take care of others, you got to be able to take care of you. You want people to recognize your value, you got to recognize it first. You want people to love you, you gotta love yourself first. And even if you are struggling with that, even if it takes you a little bit to really see the love for yourself, just know that I've got it for you. That I, Ray Reese, love you. I can love a lot of things. I can love pizza, I can love root beer, I can love the movie Predator 2. Why can't I love you as well? I love you. I want you to be here. I want you to be well. I want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy. And I want you to have fun, have functionality. And I will help you on your journey, whatever I can. You know, I've made it, I've been making it, and I will help you make it as well. I don't really have anything else to say. Happy New Year, healthy New Year. Hope this finds you well. Ray Reese, Reese's Masterpieces, take care, bye-bye.